have a call back for 8662 Central. Negative K, nothing further, just kitty candy in the corner.
We are told that witches are just the stuff of legends and lore, but is that really true? Today we are diving into some jaw-dropping footage when real witches realized they were caught on camera. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about the supernatural. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have The Witch in the Cave. This video starts out in an already creepy way, witch or not. It starts in a cave. It appears as though two men are searching through this cave. They are speaking to each other and they seem fairly calm, but definitely like something is in the air. I'm not quite sure why they were in the cave in the first place, but their voices are low, they have a flashlight out to cut through the darkness of the cave, and they definitely sound like they are looking for something. After a few seconds, it appears as though the men found maybe not what they were looking for, but they definitely found something. As they walk to a lighter area of the cave where we see some very creepy looking graffiti, we also get a glimpse of a hooded creature that quickly takes off as the men see it. This creature moves in a mysterious way. When slowed down, it looks like the creature basically just jumps up and takes flight, much like a witch would. This footage is just downright weird, and now that you've seen the footage, I ask, what do you think that it was? In our number 9 spot today, we have the flying witch in Mexico. This footage is weird, and I don't have an explanation for it because it really looks like a witch flying on a broomstick. 'Tis the season, I suppose. There isn't much backstory to go off of with this footage, but what I do know is that this incident supposedly took place in Mexico, which honestly wouldn't have been my first guess as to where the witches were hanging out. This footage is pretty grainy and shaky and has a date stamp of 2006, so the footage has definitely been around for a while, and still, it doesn't appear like anyone has debugged it. The footage features what I mentioned earlier. It looks like a witch who is flying away. The witch lands and walks for a bit before taking flight once again. Honestly, this video just might have me convinced. In our number 8 spot today, we have La Llorona. Less of a witch creature and more of a character from mythology, this next terrifying video is unlike anything I have ever seen before. This video is said to be footage of La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman. The roots of the Weeping Woman's legend trace back to pre-Columbian times, with some scholars linking her to an Aztec goddess associated with motherhood, fertility, and war. With the arrival of the Spanish and the subsequent blending of culture, the tale evolved, absorbing elements from European folklore and Catholic morality tales. The most common version of her story tells of a woman named Maria, who, in a fit of rage and despair after being betrayed by her husband, she tragically ends the lives of her own offspring in a river. Overcome by grief, she realizes her horrific act too late, and unable to find them in the afterlife, she is condemned to roam the earth eternally. As a ghostly figure, she wanders near bodies of water, weeping and searching for her lost children while crying out, "Oh, my children." All that being said, this video definitely depicts a terrifying and weeping woman. What do you think? In our number 7 spot today, we have The Deer. Corinnia Stanhope, a nurse from British Columbia, thought she'd caught a typical woodland scene when she set up a camera near her home to keep an eye on wildlife. But what her trail cam captured instead was anything but ordinary. Instead of animals, she and her 76-year-old grandpa were horrified to find footage of what appeared to be two women, some say witches, having a very bizarre late-night feast on a deer carcass. To make things weirder, the women were nearly naked, and at one point, one even lifted a hoof to her mouth. As Corinnia said, "I don't know if she was kissing it, smelling it, or eating it, but whatever it was gross." Understandably, this creepy occurrence had her worried for her horses, who had been spooked in that area before. Some online theorists suggested skinwalkers, others blamed illicit substances, but whatever the case, I think we can probably all agree this is not the kind of trail cam footage you expect to find in your backyard. Would you be brave enough to check that camera the next morning? In our number 6 spot today, we have the TikTok witch. TikTok is a great place, a great app. There's funny videos, interesting videos. My favorite recent trend is the subtle foreshadowing trend. TikTok is also sometimes a place where my For You page curates some of the most horrifying, upsetting things I've ever seen, and this video is definitely one of those moments. This TikTok has 10 million plays, and for good reason. Let me just show you before I say anything else. What is that? What is happening? Is that a creature? Is it special effects makeup? Is it AI, Photoshop, CGI? I have about 45 questions and absolutely no answers.
Ever had a wonderful, restless night of sleep paralysis and then woke up in the morning wondering if some sort of dark entity really was in bed with you the previous night? We've all been there, right? There are said to be lots of different sleep paralysis demons, the most famous, or rather infamous, being the old hag. Cultures around the world have stories about ghostly old hags sitting on sleepers' chests, restricting them from moving, haunting their semi-waking nightmares, very witch-like entities. Well, this person may have captured one of these sleep paralysis demons on camera. Take a look. So that ghostly looking thing sitting up in bed is not the person sleeping, at least according to the uploader. Supposedly, a woman had been living in her home for a few years and had been having issues with sleep apnea and sleep paralysis. Someone suggested she put up a security camera in her room, and she did. This is what she captured. I also hope she went to a doctor and they gave her some, medication or something. You don't want to ignore sleep apnea, guys. It's not a good thing. It'll affect you throughout your life. La Llorona, a ghostly sort of witchy entity in Mexican folklore, a vengeful, dangerous spirit who brings misfortune to whoever comes across her. Well, I feel bad for these people in that case. So a father and daughter were walking alone at night when they spotted something squatting on the hood of their truck. The father starts to approach as his daughter Naomi pleads with him not to get any closer to it, but for the sake of good content, how can he ignore it? He does. He walks closer and captures this dark demonic figure on top of the car holding what looks to be an infant. The thing just stares at the pair with glowing yellow eyes, cackling and making these eerie growling noises. It's quite the predicament to be in, really. You just hop into the safety of your car and gun it, hoping La Llorona takes a tumble off the hood, or do you retreat into the night and try and walk home, hoping she doesn't try and follow you? I don't know. I've never faced this situation before. Hope I never do. What's up with the female passenger in this truck? There's something definitely off about her, right? Now, aside from her kinda ghostly appearance, there's a creepy story behind this clip. The footage was taken inside a truck in Mexico. Late at night on March 31st of 2024, a trucker was making a run to the city of Monterrey. The company supervisor was checking in on him using a remote camera, and to his shock, he saw what looked like a woman in old-timey clothes, some say more like 80s clothes, sitting right next to the driver. Now, at first, the supervisor was just kinda irritated. See, he thought the driver had picked up a passenger, which was against company policy, understandably. So the supervisor messaged the driver about it, being like, "What's up with this woman in your truck?" And the driver just looked at his phone and brushed it off. He thought his supervisor was just messing with him, so he continued along with his drive. When he got to his destination, though, the supervisor showed him the dash cam footage, and the driver could not believe what he was seeing. He was adamant that no one was with him during the trip, but there was this woman sitting next to him the entire time. Classic urban legend kind of story. I love ghost stories about people picking up ghost passengers along the road. Always get under my skin. This next one is like something out of Children of the Corn. Take a look. Definitely looks like two cloaked figures performing some sort of ritual. Not the type of thing I'd like to see in the middle of the night alone. The uploader said, "I heard mysterious sounds surrounding the Alps near my village. I am a migrant worker. I followed the sound and came across strange tall figures standing 3.5 meters high. They were moving what looked like either wings, maybe they were angels. They seemed to be conducting a ritual around a lightning rod. Those rods harbor a lot of energy. Maybe they were gaining energy from that rod. I was scared, but on the other hand, I didn't feel threatened. Still, to see those huge figures in the darkness through misty rain with only my phone's light was amazing. This is something that has completely changed my life and view on life and now I understand that we really are not the only intelligent beings on this planet. The only thing scarier than a regular-sized witch is, an extra tall witch. Take a look at this thing. Yeah, I don't like that. Someone captured this nightmare fuel on the security camera outside their home. Something was crouching and peering at their house from the bushes. A spindly creature with pale skin and glowing eyes. A lot of people say this thing looks like the Slender Man or a rake. The rake creature, not like the tool, obviously. And when it stands up, you really see how tall it is, and I can definitely see the resemblance. But I also do get a kind of witchy vibe here. It almost looks like it might be wearing a black cloak that covers most of its torso. But the featureless face, bald head, and the glowing eyes, it does definitely give off more of a Slender Man feel. Whatever, if I saw that on my home security camera, I'd be packing up my bags right away. I'd sell my home for, $100 if I needed to, and I'd just be on the road. Well, this is horrifying. The video shows this rusted white van parked outside, and in the background, you can hear this strange noise, almost sounds like an animal whimpering or crying. As the clip goes on, something weird appears in the sky and starts moving toward the van. The person filming this is hiding behind some curtains, rightfully so, trying to get a look at what's happening. And when they finally peek out again, they see a cloaked, witch-like figure standing on top of the car, staring right at the camera with glowing eyes. Starts to move closer, floating down from the car. It almost looks like it's swimming through the air. It's very eerie. And that's when the person filming freaks out and runs away from the window, understandably. Now, this clip has gone viral, with people on social media trying to figure out where it was filmed. Some say it was shot near a crematorium in Bihar, while others claim it's from Beirut, and also near a crematorium. It's a quality video for sure, but what do you all think? Is this one a hoax or a genuine piece of paranormal footage? All I know is it's creepy. So you can all thank me later for this terrifying thing showing up in your dreams tonight. Yeah, you're welcome. Just what in the hell is that thing? Well, there's not a lot of info on this video, but there is a vague internet urban legend behind it. Supposedly, a girl was kidnapped by an elderly woman. The girl ended up showing up again, but was in this state, almost like a living doll, a very creepy living doll. Sounds like something a witch would do to me. Grab a young person, do some spells on them, turn them into whatever this is. Now, whether there's any truth to that story or not, I don't care. It's a creepy video, and I will probably be seeing this thing when I close my eyes in bed tonight, unfortunately. How would you react if you saw this peeking out of your attic? Yeah, I wouldn't feel all that good about it myself, so a lot of people have said they think this video could be faked, but there is actually a real news story behind it. This happened in Poland on New Year's Eve in 2022. Police were called to a home in a small village. A woman named Kamilka had barricaded herself in the attic, making odd animalistic growling noises. Some say she'd been messing with a Ouija board before she started acting all strange, and then her family got concerned and phoned the police. And when authorities got there, they found her in a small crawl space or attic space. And she was refusing to cooperate with police. In fact, she wasn't really saying anything. She was just growling at them. It's an unsettling video for sure, especially with context. And some of these growling noises really do sound like something out of The Exorcist. Take a listen. And just for warning, if you're epileptic, you may want to look away for this next bit. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a late night dance, nothing wrong with dancing alone, but would it be slightly unsettling to see this at 3 a.m. in the morning? Well, yes, it would be unsettling, and it was for the dude who captured this footage. He'd been making a late night delivery at an apartment complex when he spotted this person dancing alone. Now, there's a lot that could be going on here. She looks like she might be elderly. Who knows what kind of mental state she's in, but I'm sorry, it's still eerie. The witch-like silhouette, the strangeness of the movements, she's got really big hands. The fact that it was 3 a.m. in the morning, yeah, it's freaky. I mean, even seeing an average-looking person dancing alone in the middle of the night in a hypnotic trance would be creepy. So this just takes it up a notch. Once again, thank me for the nightmares later. Take a look at this. Ah yes, a face only a mother could love. If Mama were a demonic witch lady who brewed her offspring in a cauldron in the woods, just what in the seven hells spawned this horrific creature? Here's this demon girl telling the camera person to shut up, by the way, later in the video. So, word to the wise here, I don't know if you need me to tell you this, but if something like that is screaming in your face telling you to shut up, just zip your mouth and then just slowly start backing away and hope she doesn't follow you.
In our number 5 spot today, we have the creepy creature. I'll be honest, this video is similar to the last one, but possibly more terrifying. This video gives us a better glimpse at a very similar looking creature that is in the same position as the last TikTok witch. People in the comments are honestly really debated over what this creature could be. Some are of course saying a witch, many people believe it might be a skinwalker, and some are even saying that it is an evil spirit from Islamic folklore. A skinwalker in certain indigenous American cultures is defined, quote, as a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. The term is never used for healers. As for the evil spirit, it is said that they go around, quote, inciting humans to sin by whispering in their hearts. According to Islamic tradition, though invisible to humans, they are imagined to be ugly and grotesque creatures created from hellfire. So now I have to ask that you've seen these 2 videos, what do you think this really is? In our number 4 spot today, I have the creature in the sky. This video was posted to TikTok with the caption, quote, I am honestly really creeped out by this footage that I got from yesterday, and it features the hashtags witch, alien, and demon, which, yeah, I think those definitely are all possibilities when it comes to this footage. In the video, we see something flying through the sky that honestly looks like it could be the concept art for the alien in the movie Nope. This thing is like a jellyfish dementor floating through the sky. What could this thing really be? This is definitely one of the stranger videos that I have ever seen, and at the end of the video, after saying that they still, to this day, have no idea what that thing is, the creator asks, what do you think it is? In our number 3 spot today, we have the fireball in the sky. A Seconia, or a Lugaroo, is a vampire witch from Caribbean folklore. She is said to live as an elderly woman during the day, but at night she sheds her skin and transforms into a fireball. In this form, she flies through the air and slips into the homes of sleeping people to feed on their blood. Some believe that this creature, in her fireball form, was caught on camera in this video. During the video, you can see quite a large fireball floating in the sky. You can see the flames moving as the person recording the video zooms in and out to give us as much of a view as possible. It isn't exactly known where this video was taken, but what is clear is that it caught something that seems almost unexplainable. Do you believe that this could be a witch, or is there another, more scientific explanation? In our number 2 spot today, we have the structure in the forest. This is a video that is definitely giving Blair Witch vibes. It starts off with a man walking through a forest in Massachusetts, and he starts recording when he sees something strange. As he is walking, he sees some strange small structures made out of sticks and branches. As he gets closer and begins filming the structures and inspecting them more, he realizes that he in fact has stumbled upon a creepy hut built by someone or something. I've watched enough horror movies to know that this means it's time to get the hell out of there, because you definitely don't want to meet the thing that built this creepy hut of sticks in the forest. Actually, I probably wouldn't even be in the forest in the first place, but this man is clearly braver than I, and now he has to face the music. While this video is already creepy enough, what's great is that the creepiest thing hasn't even happened yet. Suddenly, what definitely appears to be a witch starts running through the woods, almost like she was startled and ran away while trying not to be seen. The man who recorded the video said that she was also carrying a stick with her. I don't know if that's important, but that feels very witchy to just have a stick on the go. And finally, in our number 1 spot today, we have The Ritual. As drones get increasingly popular, so do the strange things they capture, and this drone footage is no exception. As the pilot flew this drone through a field, he encountered something that I don't think anyone was expecting. The video footage captures 3 men in a field, all wearing cloaks and masks, and they appear to be doing some kind of ritual. They also appear to be holding some kind of object, possibly a book. Shout out to the drone operator because, like a good cameraman, he goes in closer to try and get a better look at what exactly is going on here. As he gets closer, the men begin holding hands and bowing to each other, and something weird is definitely going on here. Am I being punked, or is this real? In the end, the men end up noticing the drone, which takes them out of whatever they were doing. Once the men notice the camera, one of them reaches his hand up toward it, and at this point, the pilot said that he lost control of the drone, which is a very strange coincidence. Or is it magic?